welcome back to my channel. It's a horse thing. Today I'm going to be going over something that quite a few of you guys have actually been asking, which is the pros and cons of owning an Etsy shop. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you like what you see, please click the subscribe button down below, click the like button, leave a comment, and leave a video suggestion if you have any. Now, let's get into it. I'll begin with pros because that's probably better than all the cons that I'm gonna start listing. Pros are, I really enjoy being able to connect with a lot of other horse lovers out there, whether it's some of you guys from YouTube purchasing my stuff and I'm able to communicate with you guys, or just somewhere else in the US. It's really neat, you know? And like something that I make that is handmade and somebody else wanting that for themselves is just, it's kind of neat when you think about it, because when I first started this hobby, I never thought that I would be able to share it with people who love this kind of thing like I do. And like being able to make custom it's not just like my pre-made stuff, being able to make custom horses for people, like I have gotten so many people who come to me because their horse has passed away and they want me to recreate it for them to have a loving memory of. The feedback when people get their order and they're just so happy to like see their horse again like that is just absolutely amazing, and it's such a happy little feeling for me to know that I was able to do something amazing like that for somebody else that they will be able to have and cherish their horse. So it's really hard to try and talk about the pros when I haven't explained the cons. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into the bad parts of owning an Etsy shop, which is probably why you guys are here in the first place. So if you are in it for the money, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now, you don't make a ton of money off of Etsy. And the reason why, and people will ask why my customs are so much, and this is going to also explain why. So I personally have free shipping in my shop because it's kind of a marketing strategy for me. I hate going to checkout and then seeing how much shipping is gonna be. I hate it. So I just bring my prices up like $5 because that's how much the shipping label usually is, and then post free shipping, and in hopes that that will convince somebody to buy it a little bit more. Then Etsy also has all of its fees. So when you put a listing up for sale, you have to pay 20 cents in US dollars. I don't know about anybody else out there because I live in the US. But you do have to pay a listing fee just to have your item up on there. And then the longer that your listing is up for, the more it's going to drop. So I have some custom horses that have been up there for like 4 months, and nobody probably sees them, because when you search for like custom horse, it's not gonna pop up right away. Despite me being a star seller, despite me having 5-star reviews every single review, like that's my average, despite all of that, it's gonna be lower because it's been up for so long. And Etsy also has its processing fee, so when you make an order, they're still gonna take, I think it's like 6.5% or something. And then if it is made using an off-site thing, which I had to turn that off because I was getting really annoyed with how many sales I was making, how much profit it was taking away from me, because this is just insane. If Etsy or your shop is listed on like Google and somebody clicks the ad and then you make a $200 order, Etsy is taking 20% of it. That's a lot of my work to be taken away because you guys put my ad up without me knowing. So if you don't want that to happen, you need to go into Etsy settings and disable it, because I did not know it was doing that. Then you have like a transaction fee, and you have to, it takes more stuff out of your sale. And then the shipping labels, I mean, so when you put up a listing too, it has a place for you to put in all the shipping details. Make sure that is accurate if you don't offer free shipping, because if you make it less, like it weighs less or the box is smaller, what you actually end up packaging it as, it's going to still make you pay out of your money, which is what was happening with me too, because I had such a small little description at the bottom for the dimensions of the box that I was using, and so people would pay for shipping, but then they would only pay like $3 for shipping, and I would still have to pay $2 of my money because of that. So all of that does come out of your profit. So just be smart with that. Make sure you do look over everything when you put up a listing, because if you make a small mistake, it will cost you, literally. Then there are also, I'm just gonna get into the customer stuff really quick. There are so quite a few people out there who are really, really rude. I have gotten a lot more hate comments on YouTube than I have on Etsy. I will admit that, because I'm getting hate comments like all the time, every day. But on Etsy, I remember this one specific time, because even though my custom horse listing says, message me before purchasing on the picture, in the description, as the title, it is everywhere. A girl, I think she was like 12, I'm not even kidding, because she said she was in school and that's why she tried to message me, and I'm like, okay, like I'm in school too. She bought the listing for the minimum price, a level 1. And if you guys have not bought a custom horse from me, I have different levels for the complexity of the horse and the model. So if I have to go out and purchase a new model because you don't want one that I have, it's going to go up in price. If it is a really complex roan compared to a simple bay, it's going to be more of a price as well. If you choose Breyer over Schleich, it's going to be a higher price. Anyway, this girl bought it for the minimum price, and I was messaging her over and over, and then finally she was like, I'm at school, I can't talk right now. And I'm like, then why did you place this order when you were in school? And okay, and finally she sent me a picture of the horse that she wanted, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, this is actually going to be a level 3, not a level 1. And she started cussing me out because she was upset that I could not make her horse for the lowest price. But she was just like not happy with me. So there are of course some people out there who are just going to not like it no matter what you do, and you just kind of have to, and that like breaks my heart, because I try to do this for people so they can be happy, and when someone is not okay with something I'm doing, or they can't realize how much time and effort and material money, oh my gosh, takes so much. It is, for me, it is pretty expensive with everything that I have, between my horses, my matte spray, my primer. I have bought in very detailed brushes, and those are not cheap either. My paint, my pastels, it's $10 for each one of those pastels. Right now I think I have 6. Not to mention all the little sticks I have that I had to buy because I could not, because at the time I could not afford $10 a thing to get 15 different pastel colors. It just annoys me that people they can't get it through their head, and it's really, really frustrating. I'm sure a lot of you guys have shopped on Etsy before. You know how when you click on a shop owner's listing, but it's not quite exactly what you were looking for, so you scroll down to find another item that leads you to another shop? Yeah, so that happens, and you can just easily, just like that, go from my shop to somebody else's shop. It is so easy for you to not buy from me, which, I mean, I get it. Everybody out there is like a little shop owner, but there are some people out there with like 40,000 sales. I mean, I get it's Etsy's marketing strategy, but personally, it's not the best for me. And on top of that, there are people who are going to copy your listings, like, I have never seen so many custom Schleich horses sold on Etsy. First there was Shigeru Studios, and then there was me. Those were like the only two people I knew that actually sold custom horses. Now I'll search up custom Schleich horse, and there will be like 10, 20 different shops that sell them. I'm like, this was not here. Where did this come from? Yeah, it's probably other people who are trying to figure out ways to make sales. Especially with my tack. I know one shop, Gabby Valet Tack Shop. She makes some really awesome stuff though. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say, if you want like tack, if you're planning on playing with it, which I'm working on some stuff right now for me to be able to do that for you guys who want something that's more kid friendly, playable friendly than something super realistic. That Gabby Valet Tack Shop does that super well. So, you know, people could just easily go to her stuff. They can click off my tack and go to her tack. There are so many custom model horses out there from people who just decided they were going to try and make custom horses. And one thing I want to say too is, please don't go from, if you're just starting out, please don't go sell your stuff on Etsy. Please don't do it yet. And I'm not saying that because I want people to purchase from me. For those of you guys who are just really skeptical, that is not why. The reason why is there are so many people out there on Etsy that never sold custom horses, and suddenly I'm selling custom horses and there's like 20 shops that sell them. They are obviously very new to the hobby. No offense to literally anybody out there, but you can tell. So some people are just out there for a cheap custom horse. They're like 10 bucks. I'm like, that's the price of a Schleich. But whatever, you can sell stuff and lose money because you're not taking into account all the materials that you're having to pay for. So before you sell on Etsy, M Loves Camaros was asking me about making this video. M Loves Camaros asked me for this video because M said they wanted to start selling their stuff on Etsy. M, by the way, your repaints, gorgeous. Like, I would buy them. So yeah, that shows you right there. Some people are really good and they can sell their stuff. Some people are just starting out and they cannot. It's just not a good idea for you to sell it when you're just starting out. Take time to figure out your process, figure out what works for you, figure out your techniques, figure out what you like best. Because if you're just going up there to try and put horses up there because you want sales and you want that kind of stuff to happen, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, just in case you're out there and you're like, I'm gonna start an Etsy shop because it's gonna be fun and I'm gonna be able to sell my models and I'm gonna be able to sell whatever and people will love it and I'll make some money and it's gonna be so much fun and people are going to respect me and love what I do. Newsflash, no. And a lot of people associate Etsy to be like Amazon, okay? So when I say that, I mean, let's start with shipping first off, okay? People will get really annoyed because shipping is not fast enough, or if they're I had this happen once on eBay because I sold on eBay for a little bit and somebody's package got lost. Thankfully they were so understanding, actually told us when they got it. But like, people get upset because it's not fast, or if, hypothetically, because this has not happened to me, if they were to lose their package in transit, like the guy that I sold to on eBay, he got the box and he sent us a picture and like the shipping label was gone. And the box was like squished and yeah. So people get upset that it's not quick shipping. And I tried to tell them, I'm like, when I create the horse, okay, I make the shipping label, I package the horse in bubble wrap and tissue paper, handwrite my little thing, I tape it together, put the shipping label on with a whole bunch of tape because no way am I letting it fall off again. I'm kind of paranoid about that now. and then I put it in the mailbox or bring it to the post office. After that, I have no control over what happens. I don't know what you guys know. I only get the little shipping updates that you guys see as well, where it's at. Like it just got to, say it just got to Georgia, it just got to California, and then it's still on its way to, it's just, that's all I see. I don't have any other special superpower that can show me what's going on with shipping. So what happens between when it leaves my house and gets to your house, that whole time, no idea what's going on. And also to go on and talk about when people say that they see it a lot like Amazon. So they see your items as more of a product. So this kind of goes back to when they can easily scroll and just click on another person's shop. They really only see it as a product. So they only see it as the finished item and not so much the actual thing itself. They just see the overall, oh my gosh, it looks great, I'm gonna get it, it looks great, and this will be here in like 2 days. First off, we already talked about shipping. Second off, they don't see the amount of time and love and materials that go into all of that. When I make a custom, I literally make it the best I can do. Of course, granted, there are some horses that are going to be much better than others because some were made a year ago and some were made a month ago. So of course, yeah, but they really just see it as an item and they don't see it as the fact that somebody handmade this. I apologize that I'm literally all over the place in this video because I do know that I'm just skipping from place to place to place. But Etsy also has Etsy ads, so basically you can pay Etsy to make your listings go higher up on the search bar. So when somebody searches for something, of course it plays into effect how long your listing has been up for, but it also goes into who's paying for Etsy ads, who's not. Basically, Etsy ads, you pay Etsy a certain amount of money every month. I think for a little bit, I think it was the first 2 months, I can't remember if I paid $1 a month or $5 a month. I can't remember what the money was, how much I was paying. But for like the first 2 months, I had Etsy ads up because I'm like, I have to get somewhere. And I'm just saying, you don't need to buy Etsy ads. You don't need to. I still make plenty of sales without them. I haven't bought them in 10 months because I have had my shop open for 13 months. I haven't bought Etsy ads in like 10, 11 months. And I'm still doing just fine. I hate how the searching works on Etsy. I hate it because you can just go from one thing to another so fast. And there's little factors that play on that you have no control over. No control over. And I'm just like, it's kind of frustrating. And yet, like I said, you can be a star seller, and I really don't think it boosts your listings that much. I really don't. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I have been a star seller for the past 7 months, and I don't think it's done anything for me. If it has, I haven't noticed an increase in sales or profit anywhere. The messaging has not changed, sales has not changed. I don't think it's doing anything for me. Although I do like the little badge because I'm not putting in much more extra effort than I usually do. Like, it's just how I run my Etsy shop and I get a star seller. And some people know what that means, some people don't. The first few months that I did have my Etsy shop, I was working so hard to achieve this badge. But back to Etsy ads. So why is my camera like that? Okay, but back to Etsy ads. So first off, like I said, you cannot, oh, I didn't say this. You cannot design your ads. They're just ads. They are put up by Etsy. You cannot do anything. And the annoying part is if you are making $10,000 in the last 12 months, which I do not, I am, no. you automatically start getting Etsy ads for free. I think for free. For free, because you're making that much money. I'm like, but first off, that doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Second off, they take 15, I think what it was last time I checked, it was 10 to 15% of your revenue away because you have an Etsy ad. And you have no choice in this. So you can automatically be getting those Etsy ads because you've earned over $10,000 in the last 12 months, but you can't choose if they take your money or not. You can't, I don't even think you have an option to say that you can turn it off. I might be wrong. I have not made over $10,000 in 12 months, so I don't know. But this is just based off of the little bit of research that I have done. And then you have people who are making, I don't even know, I can't remember. It was somewhere between $25,000 and $100,000. I do not remember because it has been a long time since I looked at this. Then they're taking an even smaller percentage than 15%. And I'm like, okay, don't you think the smaller percentage should be for people who are making less and then the bigger percentage for people who are making more? Because logically that makes more sense and balances things out. If you're taking a big percent from the poor and a small percent from the rich, no wonder they're staying like that. So I have thought about this for a little bit. Once I get big enough on Etsy, I think I'm gonna go make my own website or something, because I'm kind of over all of Etsy's shenanigans. And you cannot customize your shop at all. I think you have your profile picture, which for me is my 2 horses. Same as my YouTube, same as my Pinterest, which I need to link you guys to my Pinterest because I have not done that yet. And you have a little banner at the top that you can put up as well. And that's it. That's literally it. Oh, and you could take your listings, you could put them into little categories that sometimes are hard to find and really don't do much, because then you scroll down and you still see all the listings one by one. So kind of useless, but I love and hate Etsy. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please click the subscribe button down below, click that button, click the like button, leave a comment, and leave a video suggestion if you have any. I do have quite a few videos in mind that I will be working on. So believe me, this is not the last one. And I do go back to school on like the first week of August. Last month of summer for me, I can try and make as many videos as I can and then just post them bi-weekly or every week, depending on how many I get done, until the point where I have a break and I know I can film more for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. And please consider checking me out on Etsy. My shop name is Kira Horse Crafts. I sell custom model horses, tack, and I can create your custom model horse. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.